Wrestlepalooza is tomorrow night, so let's get into some predictions. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my predictions for Wrestlepalooza. Of course, the first premium live event taking place on ESPN in America, or Netflix if you're basically anywhere else. This is my return to pay-per-view predictions because I didn't do it last month for Clash in Paris because I didn't really care about it. Felt disinterested with WWE really. And that's about it. And I was being fairly inconsistent with the channel, but now September I'm hoping to get back to it, hopefully reach 500 subscribers by the end of the month. I said that at the beginning of the month, but now I've sort of not uploaded as much as I hoped, and it's nearly the end of September. But anyway, let's get into it. Wrestlepalooza is tomorrow night. Is it in Indianapolis? I don't know. Tyrese Halliburton has something to do with it, does he? I don't know. They're supposed to be trying to make this a big event. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening recently. I've not covered it. I've not done an episode of Let's Talk Wrestling in a while, even though a lot of big things have been happening, like Brock Lesnar, like, which I don't think I've really talked about, like AJ Lee, of course, really big event, and the Saudi WrestleMania 43 stuff, loads of AEW stuff that I've not talked about. I went to Forbidden Door. I've not spoke about that really on the channel at all yet, but yeah, we're going to get into this. First up, we're going to get into the only match which I don't have the figures for, which is, of course, the Women's World title match, the vacant Women's World title match, because Naomi had to vacate due to pregnancy, is between Io Sky, the former champion, and Stephanie Verker, who earned her chance back at SummerSlam. Was it a SummerSlam for a shot at Clash of... Yeah, it was in the Battle Royal, right? The SummerSlam Battle Royal for a shot at Clash in Paris, which she most likely would have faced Naomi for. But of course that wasn't to be, and now they found an opponent for her, and that is Io Sky, obviously a former champion, multiple-time former champion, and a former champion quite recently. Stephanie Verker seems like she's had the rocket strapped to her, and for that reason I think she's going to win. Stephanie Verker wins her first world title, her first women's world title, her first title on the main roster, and I think she's going to get that against Io Sky. I don't know if there could be some involvement with Asuka here. We know they've had something going on. You know, Io told us she doesn't want her help. She wants to do it alone. Something like that could happen, but you know, you could get Stephanie wins it, and then I already see at the minute somewhere down the line a Triple H triple threat: Stephanie, Io, and Asuka. But you can have that either way. Io could win it, and then she could give Asuka a shot. I don't know, but who knows? But I'm gonna go with Stephanie to get the win. I feel like it's sort of a predictable one. I'm not one. I mean, like, match card in general, but I'm not sure. But I'm gonna stick with Stephanie. I think Io's won it very recently, and I think Stephanie's just on an upward trajectory. She could easily be one of the, or she already is one of the new stars of the women's division, and I expect her to carry on that way. Obviously, she wasn't in NXT very long, just like Julia, who sort of fell into a weird little spot with the US title over on SmackDown. But Stephanie, I expect to just keep going up and up and up and up, and one way to do that would be winning the women's world title here, and that's what I'm going for. Up next, we have the Vision, the Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, who've been on a tear as of late, against the newly reunited Usos. So Paul Heyman is once again stuck between his new faction and his old faction. I think the old ones are going to come out on top. I just think the Usos reuniting, they're going to win, because I thought it was weird at SummerSlam. A good match, really good match between Braun and Bronson and Roman and Jay. But why did Roman and Jay win that? I didn't think they needed to, and I think if they didn't give them the win then, they're not going to do it now. They just pinned Jimmy on Monday night, did they not? And now the Usos are back together. Feel good moment. I fully expect the Usos to win this one, albeit I do think the Vision should win. I would like to see I would like to see Jimmy get the pin because I like Jimmy, and you know, with all of Jay's popularity, I would quite like to see Jimmy get a win, you know. But I do expect the Usos to win, and yeah, Paul Heyman to get involved somehow. I could see Paul Heyman costing them a match though, potentially. Should we stay over here? Yeah, let's just go for it. I don't know if Paul Heyman will be interfering. There's a good chance he does. But yeah, let's get into the WWE, the undisputed. Well, it's just the WWE title match now, right? Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, a really hot feud going into this one. I can sort of see this going either way, but at the same time, Cody only won it at SummerSlam. That's only 2 months ago. They tend not to do big title changes outside of WrestleMania and SummerSlam, which I don't like. That's one of my gripes with the Triple H era so far. Title changes can happen at any event, and they should. You know, can you imagine getting a title change on Raw these days or SmackDown? It just doesn't seem to happen very much, other than, you know, pre pay-per-view or post pay-per-view, because only 5 matches can fit on a card for some reason. 7, that Evolution card earlier in the year, the women's only card, that was so good. That was so well paced. 7 is the sweet spot for me. And they all get a decent amount of time, because 5 matches, they don't even go very long, because the ads are just, this is what winds me up. I don't like 5 matches either, but I am going to predict Cody to get the win, because he hasn't held it for very long, albeit I would like Drew to win. You know, I've got some dislikes about him, like he supports Rangers and he supports Vince McMahon as well. He did choose him; he was the chosen one, but you know, he went to his birthday party. That's not really on, is it? So now I have a more legitimate reason, other than being a Rangers fan, to dislike him, and for that reason, and because I just don't think Cody's held the belt for very long so far, I'm going to go for a Cody win, but I wouldn't be mad at Drew winning the title, and I think he probably does deserve to at some point. Now, this one's cut and dry, I think. CM Punk and the newly returned from retirement, as they said on Twitter. Well, what I'm referring to there is when she left, they said they phrased it as AJ Lee has retired from WWE, which was weird, to be honest, instead of left WWE, but I don't know if she told them she's retiring or whatever. But she's back, a huge return, probably the biggest return the women's division has ever seen. I would probably say so. Which we saw, great theme song, by the way. She's got involved because Becky smacked the shit out of CM Punk, and obviously Punk and Rollins are still feuding, but this has added a nice little new spark to it, and it's actually been really entertaining and a great build. But I don't think it's open to much here. I think Punk and AJ 100% win. I do not see a reality in which CM Punk and AJ Lee do not come out on top, and that's about it. Will AJ Lee get curb stomped? I don't know. Will Becky get a GTS? I don't think Becky will get a GTS. I think AJ's more likely to get a curb stomp. But yeah, for me, AJ Lee and CM Punk win, and AJ gets the pinfall victory over Becky Lynch, setting up the IC title feud that they will inevitably have. Here's the new Ultimate Edition CM Punk, by the way. If you haven't seen it, I think it's Ultimate Edition Series 27. I mean, you would have seen it probably, but maybe not like in person. Here it is. It just came in the other day, so I've got to unbox that. Also, see-through John Cena. I got this in the Entertainer the other day. Really cool. This guy's not really cool. If he had a see-through figure, it'd probably be yellow, because the fucking weirdo loves piss. He's a weird guy, Brock Lesnar, and a very divisive figure. Like John Cena said on TV the other day, I know Brock's controversial, which seems a bit weird. They're actually openly stating it. There's a lot of weird things going on in the WWE right now. I mean, the head of TKO literally came out and said Vince McMahon's pricing strategy was more in line with families and stuff like that, and not about profit. So he's basically come out and said Vince didn't rip off the fans enough, which Vince will get a lot of shit, rightfully so. He is a terrible person and will end up in the pits of hell. But some of the things he did do better than TKO. TKO have taken away all of the feel-good factor for me. That storage ran out there, and it's taken away any feel-good factor, I think, that the Triple H and the sort of changing of the guard brought WWE, and the new feeling and everything around it. It's killed that for me, and it's sort of brought back the people you wouldn't think would be brought back, and you know, the I don't know, just the negativity around a lot of things, unfortunately. Hopefully Cena dispatches him, and I think that's the way it should be, partly because it's his last few months, just let him beat people. But the second part of that is, if Brock beats him, there's going to be another match and Cena's going to have to beat him, right? I don't want to see that. Fuck off, Brock, you sex pest fucking weirdo. Anyway, sorry kids. So yeah, Cena wins, lol, as it always has been. But we're getting into the last few months of John Cena's career, and he's going to end it on a Saturday night's main event, and his farewell speech is probably going to be cut into by an ad and then taken off air. Fuck you, TKO, you shower of bastards. But yeah, that's it from me for today. That is my WrestlePalooza prediction. So we got Stephanie Vaquer winning the Women's World title, AJ Lee and CM Punk beating Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, beating the Bronze / Division, Cody Rhodes retaining his WWE title against Drew McIntyre, and a bit of wishful thinking, but a true prediction as well, John Cena defeating Brock Lesnar in the main event. That is all from me for today, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please do leave a like, subscribe for more with your post notifications on, so you actually see what is more to come. And yeah, leave your comments, your thoughts down below, your predictions, if you're watching it, any of your thoughts, as well as any other video suggestions you might have, and I'll try and get to them ASAP. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Well, next time will be probably for the WrestlePalooza reaction, so stay tuned for that on Sunday sometime, if I actually watch it. If not, probably won't react to it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.